Well, hello everybody. J.R. Fisher here, wishing you a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on where in the world you are. Okay, guys, this is a really cool call today. You know, and I was reading the San Diego newspaper today, and no, I did not actually hold a newspaper in my hand. I haven't done that in years. But there was an article in the San Diego newspaper, and it was about what it costs to live in San Diego. And I just did a live video on this too. But they said that to get a 2-bedroom apartment here in San Diego where we live, it was $2,088 a month. And you had to earn roughly a little over $39 an hour or $82,000 a year to get a 2-bedroom apartment. And, you know, they were saying in the article, this is so expensive to live here, blah, 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 blah. And I think too many people are concerned about, you know, the cheapest place they can live in the country. But understand, you got to live there, you know. And I always tell everybody, well, if you want to live cheap, go to Detroit. You could buy a house for $1,500. And most people will say, oh, no, I'm never going to do that. I mean, that would be crazy. Well, I think it's just as crazy to live anywhere in between that you don't want to be at. You know, if you don't want to be somewhere, do something to change it. And then I went in and I did a search for, what was it? How to make money from home, something like that. And it was like billions of searches from how to make money at home. Everybody wants to make money from home. And if you apply some of the stuff that I'm going to teach you today, you can do it. You can literally live anywhere you want. You can make money from home. You know, you don't have to have a boss. You don't have to drive anywhere. You don't have to do any of that stuff. And I know because I've done it for the past 10 years. There's no reason you can't do it. I'm not any smarter or taller or shorter or thinner than you know, and that doesn't matter anyhow, right? It's just a matter of applying some of these techniques to how to create $1 million emails. And that's what we're going to do today. And I have one of my clients I'm going to be meeting with next week. And, you know, they're super cool people. They're in the medical marijuana card business. And they were really open to changing what they were doing in marketing. And they 4 times their business already this year. You know, and kudos to them because they listened and they did these things. And 4 times in your business is pretty good thing. You know, I do some marketing for businesses. It's not cheap. It's not that available. But if you want to get some of that same training, I also have a link at the bottom of the page here. And this is not an ad for that, but there's a video there you can watch. And it's jrinnercircle.com/enroll. And if you go there, you don't have to opt in. You have to give your email or any of that kind of stuff. And I know we have a few people who are not Inner Circle members. Now, if you're an Inner Circle member, you're already on this call and you know all about it. But you can go there and watch a video on that. And it's pretty cool stuff. If you're not a member of my Inner Circle, there's some huge benefits. And you guys who are already Inner Circle members, I see you in here. And I know that you know that. So anyhow, let's move on to what we're going to talk about today. Email automation. Okay, this is it. This is the big secret to automated cash flow system. If you do not have email automation, you will never be able to achieve, you know, these really lofty goals of doing millions of dollars a year, because what this basically does is it automates all the work that you would physically do. You know, it's out there, you know, marketing, you know, to your list 24 days a week, or excuse me, not 24 days a week. There's not 24 days in a week. All right, there's 24 hours in a day though, and it will do that. And it will do it 7 days a week. And that's what I meant to say. So 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it will do all of this for you. Pretty cool stuff, right? But you got to have one. And you got to have the right sequence, right? Which way do we go? What do we do? It just seems so complicated sometimes. So what I did is I did a little recording, and I'm live today. It is Friday, the 21st of June, 2019. But I did a little recording because I wanted to walk you guys through all this without any mistakes. And sometimes I make mistakes like, I don't know, thinking there's 24 days in a week or something like that. I'll make mistakes. So I didn't want to make any mistakes. So I can edit all those things out. And I'm going to play that for you in a second so you can kind of see how to do some of these things. Now, I'm going to tell you, you have to have an automation system. There really is only one I recommend. In the video itself, I'm going to tell you about 2 of them. I'm going to tell you about Aweber and Kartra. But really, Kartra is the way to go. Just, I mean, hands down, one of the best things you can do is get Kartra. Just go get it, okay? If you want, you can sign up for $1. If you go to that link right there, and keep in mind that bit.ly link on the end that's uppercase for JR. But if you go there, you can actually sign up for $1. And you don't even have to sign up. You can just go watch the video there. There's a video that tells you all about it, what it does, and it's just going to do everything for you. It's going to do your emails, your sequences, your funnels, your sales pages, your memberships, your videos, your help desk. It's just going to do everything for way less than what you're probably already spending right now. Now, some of you are going to be a little resistant. If you've already got some sales funnels done, you're going to go, oh my God, I don't want to move all that stuff. It's such a pain, but it's going to make you more money. I mean, hands down. Do you want to make more money? Yes or no? Don't be lazy about this. It took us 6 months to move all of our stuff over. Jessica worked very hard on that. And I got an email I want you to look at, say, Jessica, it's got some spelling errors, and it just came through. We got to go through some of that. But anyhow, so we got mistakes in there, but overall it's made us money. And I highly recommend it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Okay. Do it. So that's where you build your automations at Kartra. Okay. Where do you build them? If you don't know, go to that link. There's a video there, bit.ly/Kartra -uppercase JR. So here is a little recording I did. I'm going to play this now, but I am live here too. So I'm going to be looking at your questions and all that. You can be posting those in that comments section right there. So let me get this queued up. So this is kind of what you feel like, right? When you start to do emails, you see all these charts and things and boxes and circles and little lines connecting stuff. It looks just crazy. So I want to clarify some of that today, and I want to make it like super, super simple. So you just totally understand what you're doing, and you've got a game plan, and you can move forward. So that's what we're going to do. And I do want to remind you, turn off all distractions. If you are distracted, you're going to miss something. If you miss something, it could cost you thousands or maybe even millions of dollars. Now, why would you want to do that? You don't want to sign up for this. Show up, turn on your computer, and start listening, and then get distracted. You don't want to do that. So, turn off like all those notification things and all that. I hate those notifications anyhow. I want to look at stuff when I want to look at it. I don't want to look at it when they decide I want to look at it. So turn all that stuff off so we can just zero in here and you guys can get some real use out of this today. What do you need for your success? Are you ready for this big, long list? Because here it comes. Get out your pens and paper and all that good stuff. Here we go. First thing you need is an email provider. Okay. Now, I told you I'm going to talk about this. There are so many email providers. You can go nuts on this one. So I'm going to just break it down to 2. And these 2 are ones I recommend, and I'm going to give you my affiliate link to them, which I would appreciate if you use. But you're also going to get a discount if you use either one of these 2 email providers. Here's who I recommend. I'm not saying there aren't other good ones out there, but I think these are 2 of the best ones there are right now, depending on what you want. The first one is AWeber Communications. Now, AWeber Communications is going to do email automations only. In other words, you're going to be able to set up emails in there. You can automate emails based on what people do, and it's an email automation. It's on the lower end as far as cost, and I know that's an advantage to some of you. But, I think a lot of people start off their business and they say, well, let me see if the business goes well, and then I'll put money in it. And then I'll get the best software, then I'll get the best stuff. But the problem with that is you're kind of betting against yourself. You're like saying, well, I doubt if it's going to work, so I don't want to waste money. That's kind of what you're telling yourself. So, don't do that to yourself. Be all in. Say, hey, I'm going to succeed. I'm going to be the people who do succeed. I'm going to be the guy, the woman who does well. Here's my bit.ly link for that. If you go to this link here, you'll get a discount. It's just http://bit.ly/AWeber-AL. That's AL. Okay. So that's the first one right there. The next one is Kartra. You've heard me talking about this a lot. Now, Kartra is pretty amazing because Kartra is a complete marketing package. And what it is basically is it's your email provider. It's your email sequences. It also has membership in it. It also has sales pages you can build in it. It also has funnels you can build in it. You can do upsells. You can do downsells. You can do cross sells. It also has video hosting in it, so you can upload your videos to it. And what's the advantage of that? The advantage of that is you can send out dynamic email sequences. And what that means is based on where somebody's watched a video, since the video is in Kartra, you can send out a sequence. So if they got to the part where it's like 2 minutes away from your offer and they never saw the offer, you'd want to send them an email and say, hey, go back to this point. This is where you left off. I know you probably got interrupted. You got distracted. You want to go back to that point and look at it. And of course, you want to get them to go back to that point because that's where your offer is. The link for this one is the same beginning. It's http:// bit.ly,
and /Kartra-AL. So I'm going to give you guys a second to copy those down. But I do want to tell you, if you're planning on being successful, if you're planning on moving forward, both of these are good. But if you and I went through this because we just moved everything from Infusionsoft to Kartra. Took us 6 months to do it. But write down those two links, guys, and these are really the best providers. If you want a complete package, Kartra's it. If you just want an email provider, then I would go with Aweber. These are my favorites, okay? So I'm going to say what I like best. All right. So the next thing you got to do is you got to be valuable, okay? If you don't have value, you can't expect to do well, okay? So that means if you take some junk 10-cent item from, AliExpress and try to sell it for $25, no, it's not going to work. You can't do that, okay? Also, your content has to be valuable. So if you're sending, emails about some subject line, whether it be weight loss, whether it be, how to make money online, whether it be on, meditation, whatever it is, you've got to give content that the people can actually use and get results from it. If they get results, they're going to be willing to buy your product. If they see your content and they don't get results, why would they buy your product? And then your sales offers also have to be valuable. So when I send out a sales offer, I give tons and tons of value. If I sell a program, a training program or whatever, it's going to have tons of videos. It's going to walk you through step by step. Some of them have softwares included, and they're usually about 10% of what I should charge for. But keep in mind, I sell a whole lot more of them by doing it that way. So when you're doing these sales offers, make sure you give the people a good deal. Don't say, hey, here's a sales offer. I'm going to take 5% off. Because 5% means nothing. 10% means nothing. 50%. Okay, it's got to be really an amazing offer if you want to make money. Now, if you say, well, I don't have the profit margins to do that, up your sales price, and then lower it a little bit. But show them a good discount, okay? And make sure it's a good value for what they get. Now, here's my big warning. Are you ready for this? All right, here it comes. You will not succeed without an autoresponder email service. So whether you use Aweber or whether you use Kartra, guys, there's no way that you're going to succeed in selling stuff online if you don't have these sequences set up. Because 80%, 70 to 80% of your income, 70, 80% is going to come from these emails later on. How in the world could you compete with other people if you don't set these things up? And I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do today to set these things up. So you're going to have no excuse for not doing it. Okay? Types of emails. What types of emails are you going to be sending out? And I want to explain what these are because they are, vastly different. The first ones are broadcast. Now, a broadcast is when you sit down and you just write an email, okay? And it goes to your entire list or it goes to a portion of your list. An example would be, everybody that signs up for J.R. Fisher, that would be an entire, my entire list. But let's say somebody who bought my book, if I wanted to send out another link to another book I wrote or something along those lines or something related to that book, like, I have one out now that's, 4 steps to find a profitable product to sell online. If it's about products, I may just want to sell it to that or send it to that list. So I broadcast it. Now, when is a broadcast sent? Well, that's up to you. It could be one that I write right now and it automatically goes out to everybody. Or I may write it and it may go out tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. I think that's a good time to go out. So maybe I would send it out then. So that's your first type of email, and that's a broadcast. The second one is a sequence of emails. So what happens here is, let's say somebody looks at one of my products and they don't buy it. Well, they may get another email in 2 hours that said, hey, you can go back now and you can get this product. You probably got interrupted. You may have gotten sidetracked. Here you go. Here's the product. And then they'll get another, if they don't buy, they'll get another email tomorrow morning and they'll say, hey, you haven't bought this product yet. This is going to be on sale for 3 more days. You don't want to miss out on this. Here's a link to go back and buy that product. And then the next day, they may get another email and it'll say, hey, I told you that this is expiring. You only got like 48 hours left. You probably want to click this link now and take advantage of this if you want this product. And then the next day, they may get another email and it may say, this is it. Today's the final day. If you want to grab that product, you better click this link today and it's going to expire. So that's what's called a sequence, where we have a whole bunch of emails that follow up on some event that happened or some sale we're having or, somewhere they clicked and they were interested, but they didn't go through with it. And in that sequence, what we're going to do is if they take action, let's say on the second email, they buy that product, that sequence is going to know they bought it and it's going to stop the sequence. So that's what's really cool about sequences is that, you know, these emails are intuitive and they know if somebody bought a product or they downloaded whatever you're trying to get them to do, or they signed up for the webinar or whatever the heck it was. You know, that's why sequences are so important. And you can have all these different sequences in there based on different things you're doing. So you've got broadcast and you got sequences. Now let's look at the actual emails themselves. Parts of an email. There are roughly 4 parts, and one of the parts may not be included, but you may include it. The first one is the subject line. You're always going to have a subject line, okay? Would be silly not to have a subject line. And what I like doing now in a subject line is actually putting in a little emoji in there. I find that people tend to click a little bit more if you have an emoji. If nothing else, I think they look through all the subject lines in their email box and they see that and they go, what's that one? You know, they kind of, if nothing else, give it a second glance. And then you're going to have the actual body of the email, okay, what you're going to say to these people. Now, sometimes in the body, you're going to have images. So you may want to have an image in there. And I'm going to give you a couple examples of images in just a second that, you know, you can stick in emails. And then lastly, you're going to have a call to action inside that email, okay? And these are all very different parts. And I want to show you in our emails how we do it. So let's take a look here. But first, let's define what a subject line is, okay? What is the purpose of a subject line? Okay, so what is it? Here it is. Get them to open the email. The subject line is not to tell them what is in the email. So many times I'll get like an email from a big company and they'll say, you know, take 50% off these Craftsman tools today. Well, you wouldn't see Craftsman, would you? Or it'll say 70% off dresses today. Well, if I'm not in the market for a Craftsman tool or a dress, no matter how great that sale is, I'm probably not going to click on it. So we have to kind of have a subject line that piques their interest and makes them want to click and open the email. So do not reveal what's in the email. Don't do that. If you reveal what's in the email, you're going to have a problem. All right. So it's not to tell them what's in the email, like what I just said. Now, the email body. Let's talk about the email body for a second. What is the purpose of an email body? Nothing more than to get them to click to go somewhere or to do some action. Okay, so we want that email body to cause them to do some type of action. All right, an image. Now, image is not necessarily something you're going to use, okay? I've experimented. I've got some with images. I've got some without images. So that's really up to you what you want to do there. But let's give you a couple examples of the types of images that you would put in there. All right, this subject line here would be over this image, and it is what he's eating killing him? See a guy here, a little plate of food, looks like he's in a food court. Matter of fact, it looks very similar to the man that was sitting next to me in the food court yesterday. Why is that? Because it was the man sitting in the food court next to me yesterday. But maybe if you're doing a weight loss thing, you know, you may have a title like that and then say, click here to find out what it is. Okay, so this is kind of piquing interest right here, right? And what's the next one I've got here? Click to reveal our giveaway. Okay, so now what I've done is I've taken a picture here of a product that we sell, one of our survival foods, and I've blurred out the actual picture so you can't tell what it is. And it may say click to reveal and see what this is. So these are a couple little ideas that you can use in your emails that get people's attention, because that's what we're trying to do, get their attention and get them to click to go somewhere. Okay, so we've already talked about the types of emails. They're going to be broadcast. We're going to have these automated sequences. So let's talk about once you do those, where they're going to go to. They're actually going to go to a sales page, right? We're trying to sell them something, whether it's a download, whether it's a product or whatever. So let's take a look at a couple of my sales pages here. This sales page is supposed to do what? It's supposed to sell the offer. Duh. All right. So when you get to the sales page, don't be afraid to ask for the sale. Some people say, well, I don't want them to think I'm trying to sell them something. They already think that. That's what you're there for, okay? You got a website that sells stuff. It's okay. Here's the subject line for the email I'm about to show you. And it says, bet you didn't know this, and it's free. Well, what? What is it? And it's free? Okay, I'll click. So here's what happens when they click. This is the body of the email. And it says, hey, first name. Of course, it says their first name. We don't know anybody named first name. I want to let you know about all the cool products we make and the awesome survival blog that I write. Now, this is one of the initial emails that somebody gets when they join Survival Cave Food. You can get free access to the survival blog by clicking the link below. So for those people who just want to grab some information, they can go to that. In addition to our freeze-dried dehydrated meals, we also make delicious, ready-to-eat, all-natural canned meats. And we're giving away some free samples now, just pay shipping. And we have one of the models here that took a picture with one of the cans of meat. She's standing outside holding it. And then this is the second half of the email. Down here it says, grab your free canned meats now by clicking the button below. Believe me, when you eat this, you'll be blown away by how great they taste. Click to claim your free canned meats, okay? Thanks, and talk to you soon. So when they click on this little button right here, they're going to go to this page here. Now, this is just the top section of the page. I had to, excuse me, kind of chop this up into sections so you can see it, but I want you to look at all the different parts. If they were just coming to the page, this timer would be going at the top here. And this is based on dynamics of the IP address. So the cool thing you can do in Kartra is you can have this timer that, if you say it's a 3-day sale, it will be set at 3 days. And every time that person comes back, it will count down to their IP address. So if they come back a day later, it'll say 2 days. They come back another day later, it'll say 1 day. And then you can have it expire. You can have it actually, when it's over with, when the sale's over with, you can actually have it go to a page that says, sorry, folks, you missed the sale, but I can keep you on the list for the next one. Or you can just have the timer disappear, anything you want to do. And basically it says, claim your free delicious canned meats and bonuses, available to U.S. continental residents only. I like having that at the top there. If you have something like this, which we did not, if you have a situation where you can't ship to certain areas, make sure you put that above the fold. We had it below before, and we were getting some sales from Alaska and Puerto Rico and stuff like that. They just couldn't ship to those locations. And then we say there's a cool surprise on the next page. Wonder what that is. So if we scroll down, and this is a scroll down, guys, we notice we have some testimonials there. We have our little coupon there, and they can get 1, they can get 3, they can get 5, whatever they want to get of these items. And if we scroll down a little bit more, you can see we've got some testimonial videos. They can actually watch videos of people talking about these products and how much they like them. We talk about why it's so good. We talk about, why are we giving this away for free? How big is the can? What are we getting? And then I show bonuses down here. So not only that, but they're going to get this bonus emergency food survival guide. They're also going to get a $10 coupon on their next order. So they get a value of $54.49. And all they do is pay shipping and handling. I think it's like $7.29 or something along those lines. So it's a really great offer. Okay. It's a really good deal if that's what you're looking for in survival foods. Now, this is the next email they get. And this subject line is, did you see this? Okay. So we don't reveal what's in the email. And then when they click, they're going to get this one here. I noticed you haven't claimed your free canned meat. What's going on? I'm figuring you probably didn't see the email. You got distracted, but it's not too late. I've held some of your samples for you and your information. All you need to do is claim it now. And then we go through the email there. And then at the bottom, it's pretty much going to be the same thing where they're going to claim their free canned meats. Okay. And then the next day, they're going to get another email. It's going to say, I'm pulling the plug on this. Hurry. Doesn't say what it's about. Then we say, well, all good things have to come to an end. And your window of opportunity to grab some free samples will expire in just 24 hours. Or when we run out, whichever come first. Click the link below to get yours now. We are giving away some free samples now, just pay shipping. So this is the last, is this the last email? Yeah, this is the last email they're getting in this sequence here. But we probably should add some more to it. You really can't email them enough. I guess you could overdo it, but we don't want to overdo it. So that's basically the sequence of this, guys. It's not that hard to do, but the way you're going to make money is you stack these emails with offer after offer after offer. I know when they go into this funnel here, they're going to get about 6 months worth of offers, including content too. We do 3 pieces of content a week, and that's what keeps the money flowing in. All these automations. And then during the week, if I decide to do a broadcast, I have a couple spots open where I can do a broadcast.
Okay, guys, so that is it for that training on these emails. Now, depending on your business, you want to make sure that you're emailing them enough, but that you leave spots open for broadcast. And what I mean by that is, let's say you have it set up where, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're going to send out content. It's just going to be helpful information. I don't know if it was survival, it could be survival tips or protecting your home or, how to make fire with 2 sticks or whatever you want it to be for those first 3 days. And then you may want to run your promos on, Friday, Saturday, Sunday or something like that. And if you notice, I skipped Thursday because Thursday I may want to send a broadcast out for another product. Now, can you send 2 emails in one day? You can, and I do it. But I don't do it every day. So it's only if like something special is going on, like certainly like you guys get emails on some of my products, but I always send my emails out for my coaching calls. That way everybody gets those. So, you certainly want to do that. All right. So your key to success, in case you have not figured this out, and Jessica's going to read off your questions soon, guys. I do want to remind you, go into the chat box now, put your questions in there. If it has anything to do with emails or automations, or if you got questions about Kartra or whatever, please put those in there because I'm going to take your questions in just a couple minutes, and she's going to be reading those off. So the key to success online is automations. That's it. That's the big key. Even if you were bad at automations, your automations weren't very good, they're still going to perform better than somebody who doesn't have any email automations. Think about that. At least you've got something going out, even if they're terrible. Okay. So you want to make sure that you do get them set up. And I do recommend Kartra. So other people, I had somebody ask a question on one of my last calls, and I always go through this real quick. We have a couple people in here who are not Inner Circle members, and they want to know what they get. So I'm going to go through it real quick before I take your questions. So don't forget, get your questions in there. Jessica's going to read them off in just a second. You do get access to all my current courses. You're going to get my private Facebook group. You're going to get bi-weekly coaching calls, which really I've been doing them weekly. And then we have a yearly mastermind here in San Diego, which you get invited to, not to mention the relationships that you build with the other members in the Inner Circle. Okay. It's really, really cool to meet other people who are growing their businesses. You guys can share ideas about what you're doing. And of course, the networking. The networking is awesome. Getting to know these people and their businesses and what they're doing and how you can apply it to your business is really invaluable. And then you get insight into the high-level masterminds I go to. And I go to several of those a year. Some of those are super expensive or you have to qualify for them. I know we have one coming in September, which is the ClickBank Platinum Summit. So it's all platinum ClickBank sellers. So everybody in there is doing millions of dollars worth of sales. So it's a kind of a cool group to hang out with. And then I bring that information back to you in the Inner Circle. You get access to all that stuff without having to go to Cancun. Isn't that nice? So how do you use it? Well, we have Web Cash Academy. You're going to get in there, and Web Cash Academy, of course. And for those of you Inner Circle members that haven't been through all this yet, shame on you. You got to go through all this stuff. Web Cash Academy is actually live training I did with businesses here in San Diego and some on-screen training. And you also get Ecom Road. Ecom Road walks you through setting up a Shopify store, which is very helpful. You also get the email earning systems, which some of that was used in this training today, which is good stuff. It shows you how to set up all your emails and make money. And then the next thing is the Facebook Ads University, which is so important because you got to run Facebook ads. Facebook Ads University is like 66 videos. It's a lot of training, but it'll really help walk you through everything you need to know for Facebook. And you get this awesome community, right? All those guys are all excited. Look how excited they are. They are super excited. There's that guy on the front row on the far right. He doesn't look like he's into it like he should be. He looks like he's just kind of phoning it in. The rest of the people, yeah, they're excited. Okay. So when you join the Inner Circle, you can also submit information to me for me to review, not pick apart, review your ads. I can look at your sales and landing pages. I can look at your websites, your products, your pricing, any of the funnels that you have set up, your emails, subject lines, headlines. And keep in mind, I charge companies a lot of money to go through this stuff. And you guys, just as a benefit of being in the Inner Circle, can submit this stuff to me and have me take a look at it, which is pretty cool. And any ideas you may have, any frustrations you may have, and of course your failures and successes. And then we can look at those and see what worked in some, what didn't work in others, what we can change. When you go to the submission page, you're going to see a page like this. You fill it out real quick. You check off the boxes. You hit submit. Boom, I get it. And then we can, of course, help you out. And once again, best software. People always ask me about this. It is Kartra. That's the link to it there. It's bit.ly/Kartra-uppercase JR, and you can get access to that. And then the Inner Circle video is there at the bottom, guys. That's jrinnercircle.com/enroll. So now let's get to those questions. I like those dogs, but I think it's about time we change that out. I like changing that up every now and then. Jessica, do you have a couple questions you could hit me with?
Yeah, let's see here.
Jessica didn't know this part was coming.
Let's see. Doug is asking, what's GDPR? He keeps hearing about GDPR.
You know what, Jessica, since you read that, I'm going to let you say it. I know it's the European thing, but what is GDPR? I'll be honest with you, I forgot the acronym, but I know what it's for.
Oh, yeah, no, I forgot the acronym too. So, yeah, basically it's the UK or Europe's privacy policy you have to be in compliance with. So your any email platform you're using, you have to have your leads accept your privacy policy, which has to be in compliance with the European privacy
And
policy.
the fancy name for that is the General Data Protection Regulation, correct? It is GDPR. That's what that is. Okay. And guys, it really applies to the UK, but it's going to be applying more in California. I don't know if they passed that yet or not. So you just got to be compliant. That's all. Just follow the rules. No big deal.
Okay. Let's see here. Carolyn is. Let's see here. Carolyn is asking, is Kartra a CRM?
I would say Kartra is a CRM, and that's a customer relations management tool, guys, for those of you who don't know. Typically a CRM, you constantly have a trail of all the information and all the contacts you've had with a customer. So technically it does function as that. It's not a great CRM. I'm not going to say it is, but it does enough for you for what you want. It does tag them and let you know what processes they go through and all their interactions, all of their transactions, what they buy from you. I see Mark's is putting in here something about what's the difference in a sequence and a broadcast. A sequence is an automated thing, Mark, where actually what happens is it's triggered by some event, like maybe they get on your list or maybe they buy one of your products, and it sends out a sequence of emails over a period of time that do not stop until the call to action is met within the sequence. So my sequence of emails could be a case of meat that we're trying to sell, and we're selling this, say, mixed case of meat, and it'll keep sending them emails to get them to buy it until they get tagged that they bought it. So that's all that is. Now a broadcast, you can send out broadcasts the same way, but you have to do those physically every day, or set them up and set up timers for when they're going to go out and all that kind of stuff. They don't automatically go out. You have to set up when they're going to go out. And that's, generally we use broadcast for different information that we want to communicate with the customer, and it varies over time. So that would be the big difference between that. Looks like Angelique has a question about actually what tags are. What is a tag? A tag is just an identifier that you apply to a customer based on some action that they took or some interest they have. So like if somebody is interested in SEO and they downloaded a PDF that I did on SEO, well, then that person is going to be tagged that way. So when I have SEO information, I may say, anybody who has the tag interested in SEO, send them this course. This teaches SEO. So that's all a tag really is. Do you have any more questions? We've probably got time for one or two more on your side, Jessica.
Kevin is asking if you write your own emails or if you pay somebody to write your emails.
Wow, great question. Do I write my own emails? 100%. I write all my own emails. And I'm not saying I wouldn't pay somebody, but I don't know. That's one of the things where I feel like by the time I've communicated what I want in an email and educated somebody on what the product is and all that stuff, I could have just gone ahead and done it. So I do write my own emails. I'm not saying you can't have somebody write them. I just don't. That's just me. It's just how I operate. Do you have any more questions there, or are we ending it, Jessica?
Let's see. How do you? Who is that? It just says R.
R. They just put R.
How do you decide on a subject line to get people to open?
I like for a subject line to talk about a pain point You know, and a funny one that I heard years ago was for this company that they had a program called 7 Ways to Stop Biting Your Nails or whatever it was. And they only had one subject line. They used it in every one of their emails, but it was pretty funny. It was still biting your nails? And it had a question mark. And what it did to the reader is if they were still biting their nails, they looked at it and would say, oh my God, yeah, I am still biting my nails. So, you know, you could, you know, still have back pain, still don't have enough food storage. You know, you could do stuff like that. You can do things that are really open-ended, like this crazy thing just happened, I had to tell you. You know, what crazy thing just happened? You know, so you can do stuff like that. One of the subject lines I used years ago, and I think I still use it some now, is boom, this just happened. You know, what happened? You know, so the subject line really should not say, you know, cases of meat 10% off today, because nobody's going to open that unless they want cases of meat and they think 10% is a good discount. So it's really going to prevent you from getting email opens. So those are the type of subject lines I really like to use. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and back out of here. I really appreciate you showing up today. Of course, we will post the video in the Inner Circle group later on, so you do have that available. Jessica's all over that. I know she is. Don't forget, if you're not a member of the Inner Circle, there's a few of you in here today. Go to innercircle.com/enroll. Watch the video there. See what you get. Join this awesome group of people that you've joined today. They're all in here with you. They're your friends. You know, they can be like family. They can give you information, but you got to join. You got to be part of it. Plus, you get all this awesome training. You get these calls. You get our one-on-one support. You also get access to $46,000 worth of courses just by joining that Inner Circle. So go down there to innercircle.com/enroll. Check out the video, and I will see you guys later on. We're going to head out for a Friday lunch. We'll take some pictures. Those of you who follow us on the Friday lunch thing, we have a lot of people that do, which is kind of cool. We take some pictures, visit different restaurants every single week, and you guys can come along with us and enjoy that. So I will talk to you real soon. Thanks a lot, guys. See you later. Jessica, you want to tell everybody goodbye and wish them a happy weekend or whatever?
Have a great weekend, guys.
All right. Thank you, and I'll talk to you later.